I've been coming to these conventions for 15 years, and for 15 years I've been supporting the grassroots candidates. And for 15 years the grassroots candidates have been losing. Today, the grassroots won. You got two good candidates there. Now, who does the Republican Party belong to? It's not Hassan's now. It's not Michelle's now. It belongs to you guys. Everybody here. It belongs to the North Carolinians. And we need to make sure that it is run the way it needs to be run. We've got some good people on the Central Committee, Executive Committee. We've got party chairmen who are on the Executive Committee. We're going to keep an eye out for things. We got Nicole and her camera. We got Chuck. Okay.
He's right there.
Things are changing, and I know you see it. This is the first time in a long time that I stood in a room full of Republicans and they all didn't have gray hair. That's important. That's important. This is the country is going to be it's going to be your country here very soon. It is your country, but you're going to be responsible for it. You're doing the right things. You are on the right track. You have succeeded, and don't think for a moment that today's victory wasn't due in large part to you folks. How we ever got to the point where we had to have a separate Liberty Caucus within the Republican Party is a shame.
Yeah.
Because Republican has always been synonymous with liberty. But I can tell you, I want to see you guys grow. You guys are effective. They're scared of Nicole up there, especially over in the Senate.
Jeff Tart.
It makes a difference. So I guess what I want to get across to you tonight is when you contact your legislators, when you contact your senators, it does matter. Beaufort County had an issue there. I put in a bill to address the issue, which really would have given some power to the people. Would have given you the power to force a referendum on a construction project that 10% of you have disagreed with, 10% of the registered voters. That was shot down. It was shot down in a committee up there, mostly made up of former county commissioners who did not want to lose that power, did not want you to have that power back. Well, Beaufort County did not. This is Keith Kidwell, chairman of the Beaufort County Republican Party. They didn't sit back on their laurels and say, darn, man, Speciale wasn't able to get that one through. Oh, well. No, what did they do? They formed a committee, Citizens for Better Government. They've been up there every week, hammering those very same guys that voted that bill down. Those guys are miserable now. Okay? They know them by name. Are they coming this week? Yeah, they're coming this week, as far as I know. You know? The point is coming up there, it does work. Phone calls, it does work. Emails, not so much. We get so many of them. To be honest with you, this is my wife, for those of you who don't know. She's also my legislator. Her name is Hazel. We've been married 41 years.
You put up with it all?
It works so well because we both love the same person. The thing is, really all I can do is congratulate you. This is your victory.
Yes, it is.
And when I say your victory, I mean Republican Liberty Caucus. I mean the young folks within the party. You guys fought the fight. You guys were like, I don't know, like cockroaches on your legislators. The same thing with the folks up there in the party. And it worked. And that's what you have to do. You have to be relentless. And let's face it, look around at each other. You know what you've done. You know most of you are relentless. The parties, you've got good people running the parties now. Craven County's chairman standing right here. Any other county chairman? Okay, so I just want you to know that both of these guys are from down east, from my district, and they're here. Representative Larry Pittman.
Thank you for sending me this guy. I'll tell you, Mike, I picked on him about how wonderful it is that the great-great-grandson of a Confederate soldier and an Italian boy from Chicago could be best buddies. We're like that.
But I want to say thank you to someone else sitting here, okay, who actually led the way for the both of us, okay? And for those, we do have a little clique up there, a conservative clique. Sad to say, it shrunk a little bit, but we still got enough going on where we can still, to some degree, affect some of the legislation one way or the other. They still come up, you know, when they come up and they ask you, they say, Mike, I know you're not going to vote for this bill, but please don't get up and speak against it. You're making some headway. But I want to acknowledge this gentleman right here, Glenn Bradley. I knew what I wanted to do when I got up there. I knew how I wanted to be. I knew what I was going to fight for. And I used him sad. I was sad that he was no longer in the game. And because I went up there a couple times and I watched him. I watched him stand up and fight for you, and not a word from the other legislators. Watching it in a committee one time, I don't even know if he knows I was there. Not one other legislator. I looked over at my representative that had the seat before me, not a word. He should have been up there fighting it as well, that particular issue. The only one that stood up was Glenn Bradley. And when he was done talking, he sat down, and they continued as if he never got up to speak. I'm going to tell you why that happened, okay? Because he went in there charging like a bull, okay? And he went in to do all the things that he was promised that he would do when he ran. I'm going to go up there and I'm going to do this, and he put the bills in and this and that. What did they do? They killed him. What did they do? They looked at him like he was wearing a tin hat. Did they not? Okay. So I learned from that, and I said, let them get to know you before you put your tin hat on. And that's why it has worked so well, because he was up there to lead the way, and I saw what they did to him, and I used that so that it wouldn't happen and we'd be more effective. But I just want another round of applause for him, who led the way for a couple of years. Continue to grow this group until you just swallow up the entire party. Hey. Elections in 2016. When do we start looking for candidates?
Now.
Who looks for the candidates?
All of us.
We do. We don't sit around. We're not going to sit around and wait to see who puts their name in the hat. That's what gets us in trouble. That's what gets us lousy candidates. Okay? We are all Republicans. Let's hold that mantra high. Let's be proud of that. I know a lot of us got on Facebook and we trashed the Republican Party, this and that. You have a day to celebrate today. You have reason to celebrate. Now get in the party and kick them until you kick them back to their roots, and they're the party of freedom, and they're the party that they belong, they're supposed to be, so we no longer have to throw in liberty between Republican and caucus. That's all I have to say, but God bless you all because you did this, and I'm just proud of you. We all need to get away from the labels, and we need to force the party to get away from the labels too. Tea Party. I'm sick of hearing Tea Party. I'm sick of hearing far right. What is far right?
Republican.
I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps. Ask Hazel. It was God, country, Corps, and family. I'm retired from the Marine Corps now. It is now God, country, and family. Does that make me a right-winger? I believe in the things that made America great. You believe in the things that made America great. You don't believe in anything that's not on that list of things that made America great, right? God, country, family, free market, personal responsibility, individual liberty, right? Yeah. Anybody? That's it. That's mainstream America, people. That's Illinois, Indiana, Iowa. That's the average Joe on Main Street America. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let the media convince you that you're far right, that you're extreme, that you're this or that. They can call me anything I want, okay? But I've got them running scared, and so do you. God bless you, and let's keep
We want to welcome Todd Bennett up to the stage to speak a little bit about a person who's very special.
We're getting ready to, I guess, anoint someone with the Legislator of the Year award. It's being named for Claudia Rodgers. I don't know how many of you had the privilege of knowing Claudia. I almost don't want to say this because I don't know if I could do it without crying. Because she was that special. She was a journalist. She taught how to get our message out because nobody listened. And she was very savvy about getting our message out through places like the Haymaker and other online sites that were kind of, you know, they just weren't that well known, but they are now. And we don't necessarily bring down anybody with our efforts yet, but we certainly put the heaviest rock on there, and we can give a black eye every once in a while, but more important, we get the truth out. That was what was so important to Claudia. She had done so much work to help break up the boys club up here in Raleigh. She was instrumental in breaking out Jim Black and that crowd, sending people to prison. It was her tenacious reporting on it and staying on top of people. And she taught me, just get them on record. Just get them to say something. Keep asking questions. Do it by email. Do it by phone, but record it. Get them on record. And that is once you get them on record, they can't, if they change that story, all of a sudden there's a story. And I think there's some people here that knew her better than me. I don't want to elaborate too much, but I'll say one of the last times I saw Claudia, the last time I saw her, she still had her spirit, man. She was wrecked with cancer. And when I was leaving the room, she told me, Todd, never give up the fight. Remember that it's love that makes the world go round. And you keep that with you as you fight this fight. And I said, I'm going to do it, Claudia. I'm telling you, I was at the edge of totally removing my name from the voter rolls. Just a few weeks ago, I was so fed up. And look at where we are today. I didn't believe. I shook. Claudia was an important influence in the short period of time I had to know her. She made a great impact. I met her through Fern Schubert and some others, and her dedication to the truth, her dedication to holding these people's feet to the fire to conservative principles and outing them when they didn't have them was pure. She wasn't trying to hurt anybody. She just wanted to hold them to what they claimed they would do and what they had promised. You're going to go support this platform we got, and then go vote for, you know, I love a lot of the illegals that are here. I mean, personally, I've worked with them. I mean, but giving them driver's licenses when you say that your own platform is, you know, for secure borders, and, you know, she would hold her feet to the fire if she could catch them on something. Lynn Bradley, if there's anything you want to throw in that I haven't hit on Claudia that's worth sharing with the people, there's Lynn here. Is there anything brief that you can share?
Claudia was an amazing person. She would dig down into the heart of the issue. She would really bring out what was important and what would get people rallied around. Claudia served in the United States Marine Corps back in the day when it was really unusual for women to serve in the United States Marine Corps. I mean, we've had women Marines for a very long time, but she was one of the elite of the elite when she served, and she took this principle of loving America and standing up for the truth and carried it out through the rest of her life. And that's really one of the things that made her such a special person in each of our lives, and what she managed to do in exposing the truth. And that's one of the reasons why we've named this award for Claudia today, because Claudia stood for truth. This award is to award legislators who stand for truth. And I think that's very important.
Amen. I don't really have anything else to offer. Thank you, Glenn. For some of that amazing moment. And I want to thank the Liberty Caucus for making this award and putting in her name, because I can't think of anybody that deserves to have that kind of attention than Claudia. She was a behind-the-scenes type of person, wouldn't take that attention. She won't like that. But I love her and miss her. And I hope you got a piece of her in your heart today. Brett, please tell us who this legislator is.
We're going to present this award right now to Michael Speciale.
All right.
I did know Claudia. I did admire her. And it was a tremendous loss for her not to be here. But I can tell you that there's no greater honor than to get an award that was named after her. We have a great opportunity here in North Carolina. We've got a supermajority in the House. We've got a supermajority in the Senate. We think we got the governor's.
What day?
When you get a primary report?
You mean?
It's only every other Tuesday.
Every other Tuesday?
We should be able to do whatever it is that we need to do. I do believe we've got a lot done. I do believe there's a lot more to be done, and I do believe that if we continue to push, I know that he's standing there, I'm standing there, there's a few others that are standing there on your behalf, fighting stupid bills, I mean stupid bills, fighting ridiculous things put in the budget. Let me tell you about one. Food deserts. Anybody familiar with a food desert?
Yeah, it's when all the criminals rob the store.
Yeah, and when there's no major food store within 5 miles. If there's no major food store in your neighborhood, there's usually a good reason. You keep robbing them. But here's the thing. We were sitting there the other day, a couple weeks ago, as we're debating the budget, and somebody put in an amendment to take $1 million of your money and buy refrigerators for convenience stores so they can put vegetables and fruits in the store in these food desert areas, because they say there's no way for the people to get fruits and vegetables. And I sat there and I thought, there's no way this is going to fly. I said, no, my fellow Republicans are not going to allow this to happen. But as I sat there and we listened to them, and they're getting up, and they're applauding too. There's, yeah, this is a good thing, and we need to do this, we can do it. And I'm thinking, I thought I was sleeping. I thought maybe I just woke up and I didn't grasp what was going on. And finally I couldn't take it anymore, and I got up, and my words were, food deserts? Are you kidding me? on the floor of the House, okay? Not the most professional way to get my point across. And the lady that was presenting the amendment said that the only thing you can get in these convenience stores in these areas is, a honey bun and a Diet Coke. So when I got up and I said what I said, then I said, let me tell you something. I said, I go into some of these stores, and when I go into a convenience store, you know what I want? I want a honey bun and a Diet Coke. It works. People are not going into the store, into a convenience store, looking for broccoli. Where's your kale? So I'm going to tell you, I hadn't even finished speaking, and the tweet was already out. Picture me, and it said, "What? You got no honey buns?" It's funny, and I laugh about it and everything else, but it's serious stuff. That bill, or that amendment passed, and it was put in the House budget to spend $1 million of your money to buy refrigerators for these stores. But wait, it gets better.
Or worse.
Worse. A few minutes later, somebody proposes an amendment to put give $1 million to PEFNC, Parents for Educational Freedom North Carolina. It's a group that helped start charter schools. Okay? It's a conservative group. Does that matter? No. Wrong is wrong, and no matter who's doing it.
Amen.
But they were going to give them $1 million, and of course, a lot of us don't agree with that. But I said, if I couldn't win that one, I don't think I'm going to be able to win this one. And I wasn't going to say nothing. I wasn't going to battle it out. I was just going to vote against the budget, okay, and vote against that that particular item. But then one of the Democrats got up and he said, "This is amazing." He said, "This is unprecedented. We've never done this before." There's Democrats who've been sitting there for 35 years. I saw what they've done in the budget over the past 35 years. But he kept using the word. What did you say? Unprecedented. What's it? Unprecedented. He kept saying that. And I couldn't help it. I hit my little button. For what purpose does gentleman from Craven rise? I shouldn't speak on the amendment. I looked over at him and I said, "Unprecedented? How is that? I'll tell you what's unprecedented. We just spent $1 million of the taxpayers' money to buy refrigerators for convenience stores." Everybody started laughing. I sat down and they approved that one too. So, bottom line is, we're there fighting the fight. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but we're not going to stop fighting. And we're going to work to grow our little caucus up there. I want to thank you for this. I want you to know, please contact when you see something wrong, when you see a bill coming up you don't like, don't wait till we've already voted on it. It's too late. Okay? Let us know beforehand. Come on up there if you want to help. Knock on the doors and let them know. Don't vote for this bill. And we've got to do business slightly differently. You got to hit the Democrats too. Can't just stop with Republicans. We need to hit everybody because what you do is effective and it crosses party lines. Amen. I'm not in your district. I think you do a good job. Remember, always give them the pat on the back before you give them the kick in the butt. I think find something good about it. Your shoes are shiny, but don't ever do that again, buddy. And it works. So, thank you. I'm proud of this. I will display it prominently in my office. God bless you all, and keep up the fight. Don't ever quit, and go to bed knowing you won.